Start the recording. So everyone, just so everyone knows, we will be recording this. And so we will put this up on our YouTube HeinOnline site so that you can see the demonstration after today's live demonstration in a recording. And we'll just wait a few more seconds here for a few more people to join. And my name is Steve Roses, and I'm joined by my colleague, Roxanne Marmion.
Hi, everybody.
And we will start to begin in a few more seconds. Okay, I'm going to start now. So as I said, my name is Steve Roses. I'm joined by Roxanne Marmion. We're both with the Hein Company. The Hein Company is based in Buffalo, New York, actually Gettysville. So we're right in Western New York. Gettysville is basically Buffalo. It's sort of like a suburb of Buffalo. And we've been in that area for our whole existence. We started as a print publisher in the 20th century, and then we invented HeinOnline in 2000. And HeinOnline started with just about 25 journals, and it's now expanded to over 3,000 journals, plus many more collections, and we'll be going into that. Today we're featuring researching the past and present of U.S. immigration. Some of you are HeinOnline subscribers already, and some of you are not. Many of you who are subscribers get our HeinOnline academic package, and then some of you who have not had access to our HeinOnline academic package are welcome to a free trial, a free 6-month trial of our HeinOnline academic package. And you can also get a trial of the immigration collection with that as well. And even if you don't subscribe to HeinOnline Academic, we would love for you to have a free trial of, or if you do, we would love, either way, we'd love for you to have a trial of the U.S. immigration collection. So please let us know after the conference, after the demonstration, if you would like us to set you up with a free trial to the immigration collection. So with all of that said, we're going to give you a brief overview of HeinOnline Academic, especially for those who are not familiar with HeinOnline Academic. We're going to show you some researching in the immigration law and policy in the U.S. database, and we'll have time for some questions and answers as well. This is obviously a picture of myself, Tim Hooge, who is the Senior Director of Sales, and Roxanne Marmion, who is with us. And so we are all free at your disposal to ask any questions. You can see we all have our email here. So make a note of the email. My email is sroses@wshein.com. So if you don't think of a question during this session, definitely email me a question or any of my colleagues as well. So a little bit about immigration law and policy in the U.S. It's the first comprehensive database of its kind in a fully searchable format. HeinOnline's immigration law and policy in the U.S. compiles the most important historical documents and legislation related to immigration in the United States. Now, in our HeinOnline academic collection, the broader collection, we already have some immigration materials, but what we're adding here is materials that we don't have in the main HeinOnline academic, so you can really focus in on immigration law and policy in the U.S. if that's where your research, where you wish your research to take you. So we have additional legislative histories that you won't find in the main HeinOnline academic dealing with immigration. We have Board of Immigration Appeals precedents and decisions in the immigration law and policy in the U.S. And then we have additional government reports, such as government reports dealing with immigration from the General Accounting Office, Accountability Office, as well as the Congressional Research Service, the CRS. So, like other parts of HeinOnline, we integrate different types of documents. Of course, we have articles, books, periodicals, government documents, all in one integrated place. In the case of specifically the immigration law and policy in the U.S. collection, we're integrating law and policy titles with extradition titles, with the relevant parts of the CFR and U.S. Code, the Code of Federal Regulations, and the U.S. Code has sections dealing with immigration and extradition for that matter, and we've integrated that into HeinOnline international immigration law policy in the U.S. And then in the main HeinOnline academic, we have over 80,000 congressional hearings Here specifically in the Immigration Law and Policy collection, we have specific congressional hearings selected for you dealing with immigration. Just a little review of what's in HeinOnline Academic, although many of you subscribe to it already. Has now 36 databases. Some of you started subscribing to HeinOnline Academic when it only had about 18 databases. We keep adding additional databases at no additional charge. There are 36 different collections now in HeinOnline Academic, 1,500 different academic topics, and you should know that we have well over 1,000 subscribers, not just in the United States, but also abroad throughout all the different continents of the world. Some of the topics we carry in HeinOnline Academic, in addition to what you think of as government, politics, and law, you might notice we have a ton of history material, education material, psychology material, ecology material, environment, even space sciences material, medicine, business, economics, and religion. So it truly is a multidisciplinary source of content. HeinOnline Academic content, like we mentioned earlier, it's integrating things like original primary sources, secondary sources, international documents, and domestic documents, periodicals, books, fully searchable periodicals, fully searchable books, fully searchable government documents. One harmonious place that's easy to use and very, very inexpensive. Okay, just to give you an idea how inexpensive, and we don't like to dwell too much on pricing in these things. So if you're a community college, you can see how affordable HeinOnline is right here. And if you're a four-year academic institution, you can see how affordable HeinOnline is right here. Depends on your FTE. HeinOnline Academic, very, very affordable, as is the immigration add-on, which is an optional thing to get once you have the HeinOnline Academic package. Okay, so we're offering you a free 6-month trial of HeinOnline Academic. If you don't already subscribe, definitely take advantage of the 6-month trial. It's like all likelihood, it has much more in it than you even think it has. So in all likelihood, it will surpass your expectations because it has even more than you think it has, and the price is quite affordable. And that's why so many undergraduate institutions subscribe to HeinOnline, so many of your peer schools subscribe to HeinOnline, and so many continue to add on into as far as what they get from HeinOnline. All of that said, let me now switch into HeinOnline to the actual product, which I hope I can do seamlessly here. So I am assuming now that everyone can see my HeinOnline screen, and you can see two things here. You can see all the collections in HeinOnline Academic, as well as the Immigration Law and Policy add-on that we're also showing today. And so when we're looking at HeinOnline Academic, perhaps the largest and most well-known collection is known as our Law Journal Library. Although all these collections, except for immigration, are part of HeinOnline Academic, a lot of people know our Law Journal Library first. And I should mention that it's not just law journals, it's also got political science journals, human rights journals, environmental journals. Now we have more than 3,000 law and law-related periodicals featuring subjects such as even technology, human rights, etc. We just keep adding more and more journals every single month. Just a few months back, we had 2,900 journals. Now we're up to 3,073. Like any of the collections in HeinOnline Academic, if you click the I, it gives you the scope of what's in the collection. And you can also download a list. So you want to compare what's in HeinOnline to, say, LexisNexis or Westlaw or any JSTOR or anything else you spend money on. We welcome it, and you can certainly get a download of any of the collections, any of the titles in any of our collections, not just the journals library, but if you were interested in, say, legal classics, you could download the list of what's in there. That's just another collection in the over 35 collections that are part of HeinOnline Academic. Okay, now I'm going to take you into the journal library because we have a new feature that I really like you to see that really shows the multidisciplinary aspects of HeinOnline. What we did is we went back and recoded all the different subjects in HeinOnline. We used a combination of live editors as well as machine learning tools to organize HeinOnline in terms of subjects. We call this organization or this taxonomy Pathfinder. And I'm going to take you to Pathfinder right now so you can see the different subjects in Pathfinder. You can see within HeinOnline that we not only have some of the social sciences material you're familiar with, but also we branch out into applied sciences, humanities, industries, natural and formal sciences, etc. Now I'm going to show you a graphical representation of this so you can see how this looks. So not only do we have the humanities area here, the industries area here for business or natural sciences, social sciences. You can see we could click on one of these areas. If we were interested in law, we could click on humanities and go right to law. We might be interested in economics. We could click on here and go into there. Just for the sake of showing you this right now, I'm going to go into humanities, going to open that up broader. You can see this is a real visual learning tool. We want your students and faculty to be able to use, even the ones not very used to doing searching. We want them to be able to use and get the most out of HeinOnline, to really contact HeinOnline, research on HeinOnline from an multidisciplinary standpoint. And so within there, we have the subject of law. Now we can branch out further. We could go into whether we were talking about human rights law or constitutional law or international law, and this is where we could touch into immigration. We can go into all these areas, or we could even look at the immigration aspects of business, etc. We could do any of those things, and we could click here and we can go further and further, more finite detail in HeinOnline using these visual tools. Okay, so that is the Pathfinder tool. I'm going to go in now and I'm going to specifically show you the only one of these collections that is not part of HeinOnline Academic Package, which many of you subscribe to. The only one that's not part of it, the immigration law and policy in the U.S., because we want to we want you to consider adding this to your collection. So what does the immigration collection have in it? Well, we have acts and legislative histories. We have law and policy materials on immigration. We have a whole section on extradition. We have congressional hearings. We have, and this is full text congressional hearings. What is Congress, when Congress is talking about a major immigration or extradition issue, they have hearings where they discuss those issues. We want you to be able to research those hearings because they're so relevant to understanding how the law develops in those subjects. We have Congressional Research Service reports on immigration, GAO reports on immigration. Now we have in HeinOnline Academic the full Supreme Court library with every Supreme Court case. Here we want you to have the briefs where the different arguments of different cases are located. Specifically in this collection, the immigration related briefs. So if you want to see what the different sides used as their basis for their argument in a major immigration Supreme Court case, we want you to see the Supreme Court briefs here. We have scholarly articles dealing with the topic of immigration. We have BIA precedent decisions, which of course is really important stuff on immigration. U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants. We have the Code of Federal Regulations, Title 8, and that's the section that deals with immigration. We have U.S. Code Title 8, that's the section of the U.S. Code, the organized statutes of the United States dealing with immigration, in this case of Title 8. Other related works, bibliography, and we have a LibGuide. We have free LibGuides to almost all the collections in HeinOnline Academic, and also we have free LibGuides to almost every add-on collection we have. For example, we have a add-on collection on Indigenous peoples, so we have a LibGuide on that. Can you take the LibGuide and use it on your own website? Yes. The goal with HeinOnline is for you to get the most out of your research. So why wouldn't we allow you to use our LibGuides for your own research? We give you tips and tricks in our LibGuides. We give you videos. We want you to be able to get the most out of it, and that's why we supply you with LibGuides. And I'll show you how to get to LibGuides anytime you want, by the way, as we progress with this. Okay, let's take a look at the acts and legislative histories part of the immigration collection. So you can see we have this organized by public law number, publication title, popular name. You can even do a search up here on immigration when you're looking at acts and legislative histories. So if there's a major piece of legislation, if you know of a major act, Immigration Act, and there are many, and you want to research what Congress was saying at the time when it was being passed, what the different versions of the bill was, etc., go right to our acts and legislative histories and you'll see the key legislation for the U.S. federal government on immigration. We have law and policy materials. You can browse this by title. It's in alphabetical order. You can do a search, a query search by word or subject. You could do an advanced search. We have this whole section on extradition. Extradition is a little bit of a separate area. Often we have people looking for the extradition. What if a criminal were to move to a different country? Are they covered by the extradition treaty? Does the United States have an extradition treaty with that country? And so within the extradition collection, you can go to the specific extradition treaties and cases that help you deal with things such as American deportation and exclusion laws, etc. It just goes on and on. Full text, fully searchable. Okay, congressional hearings dealing with the topic of immigration, CRS reports, GAO reports, Supreme Court briefs, and let me show you one of the most useful, unique things about the immigration collection, the BIA Precedent Decisions. Now we're going to click on this, and this is going to give you immigration-related precedents organized by subject. And you can see that we have this organized by subject. If the subject is related to another subject, we tell you, see, you're looking at abortion, see crimes against moral turpitude and the immigration aspects of that. Goes on and on. You just look at a subject and it'll take you to the relevant BIA section of that particular subject. So you can see it's all organized so you find things quickly and readily, and it's all alphabetized and organized by subject. And this is just within the BIA Precedent Decisions. We have U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, both refugee reports, World Refugee Survey materials, and issue papers, etc. So I'm going to do a search for you just to show you some of the searching capability. And just at any one time, you could search just the immigration collection, or you could search all the databases in HeinOnline. You click here and you could search all the databases, or you might want to only pick and choose, say legal classics, immigration, law journal library. So at any one time you can choose that, but I happen to be just in the immigration collection and I'm not clicking on the search all databases. Okay, so here we are searching in immigration law and policy, and I'm going to do a search for, I'm going to put DACA, and I'm going to search within 25 of DREAM Act. And we can limit our dates. In this case, I'll just put 2015 to 2022. And now we're going to do the search. Okay, I might have spelled something wrong, or what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put and, because maybe the document doesn't have 25 spaces between it. Maybe it's a broader, so let's try that. Okay, as you can see, there are many documents that have both DACA and DREAM Act, etc. And then some of them are right here. We can organize this by just certain dates. We could say I only want to see 2016 to date, or 2010 to 2015. We could say I only want to look at documents with immigration hearings or just with Supreme Court briefs, etc. We could say I only want to look at articles or congressional reports, and we can specify specific titles that we want to look at. Let's just, for the sake of doing a quick search, let's just open this document from November 6, 2019, dealing with DACA and authorized childhood arrivals. Okay, now this is a document from the Congressional Research Service, full text, all fully searchable, and it's dealing with unauthorized childhood arrivals, DACA and related legislation. So if I wanted to print, this is a little review for those of you familiar with HeinOnline Academic. If I wanted to download this PDF, I click here. If I want to print, I click here. If I want to email this to someone who's never used HeinOnline before or a subscriber, etc., I can email a temporary link to this or any document on HeinOnline. We can change this if you have someone using a some type of reader. If they're hearing impaired, let's say, you could make the text so it's fully readable, change this to the text. And you could change it back to the image. Both are fully searchable. If you want to create a permalink, so someone wants to use this for a syllabus and they want to always link to this page, you click here on permalink, it'll always go to this page. You want to do a search within a search. For example, let's find all the circumstances where DREAM Act appears within this Congressional Research Service document. You could do that. You search right here. You want to change the document with the page within the document. Now we're looking at the different pages. And then we have something here called, oh, we could change this to full screen. Now we're back. We could shrink this back here. So that is just an example of something you could do. Now I'm going to take you to an advanced search, and I'm going to put in, let's see, I'm going to do a Venn diagram search. This is a feature that's also a visual learning tool, and I'm going to put in child poverty and immigration and refugee. If there are any documents that have all of this, and we're going to put them in Venn diagrams so we can organize the data and we can quickly get a lay of the land of where in HeinOnline these materials are. So you can see we come up with 3 different sets here of Venn diagrams. We have immigration, many more results for the term immigration, 25,000 results we show you in the document where all of these results are. Child poverty, only 12 results because it's a very specific term. It has to say child poverty. It's not poverty of child, it's child poverty, it's in quotes. And then refugee, 7,255 results. Now let's say we quickly wanted to see what is the overlap between immigration and refugee. That's this red area here. And there's 6,000 results that have the term immigration and refugee, and we can go right to those full text documents. Immigration and child poverty, that's this area here, only 10 results, very specific. And then if we want to see the results between immigration, the intersection between immigration, child poverty, and refugee, that's only this small area here, and there are only 6 results. So it allows you to really narrow down into what we're looking for. Okay, let's go back and we're going to do an advanced search. Let's go back into the Law Journal Library, into an advanced search. And I'm going to open up another very important tool that we've developed in the last few years. All of these new developments are to help you get the fastest and best results you can when you're doing research in HeinOnline. So you can see here we have a feature called the Keyword Search Builder. So let's say I was doing a search and I want to see extradition, and let's make that maximum weight here, and maybe immigration. Let's make this here, and I'm going to put crime. And I'm going to put Brazil. And we want the results, and we could limit this. Let's limit this to 2000 to 2022. Okay, now we are searching this. And you can see we have all of these results. And we might want to tweak this after the fact. Basically, what happens is the Keyword Search Builder is finding all these documents with these terms boosted as you wish. There's another feature which is called More Like This, which allows you to do it after you find something. So let's say you find a document that's right on point. For example, let's go into a new passport to impunity, non-extradition of natural citizens versus criminal justice. Let's say that is right on point to what we're looking for here. And here we have the document. Now we can do this More Like This tool, and we can zero in on what the algorithm thinks are the most interesting words from that document. Notice it picked up the word nationality, nationals, extradition. In this case, it picked up the word Israel. Maybe I wasn't focusing on Israel in the search, so I'm going to lower that. We did want to look at Brazil initially, so I'm going to put that back in. And maybe I want to limit this to 2010 to, say, 2020, specific years, and see if there are any new results within here. So we can do a more like this search and then even still fine tune things after the fact to zero in, and you can see we have all this results. Also here, you should notice we have something called Scholar Check. So Scholar Check is there to let you know other articles that cite this article or document, and also how often a document has been accessed on HeinOnline in a rolling 12-month period. You can see that this extraterritorial criminal jurisdiction article, which is from the Melbourne Journal of International Law, because we have lots of foreign and international materials as well as domestic material. You can see here that this is cited by 3 other articles, and you can go right to those 3 other articles, and you can see that this is pretty important because it's been accessed by others who are using HeinOnline 49 times. So it's probably pretty darn important. Okay, so we don't have that much more time, so I want to show you some other quick features here. So if you ever want to see what's new, because we're always adding new material, you can get a monthly content release right here. You can get new content that we've added in a given month right here. If you need help, if you're in the US from 8:30 to 6 Eastern time, or if you're in any jurisdiction that's within those has a similar range of hours and time zones to the United States or Mexico or Canada, you can use our live chat. You can get, because there's a lot of overlap with your business hours and the live chat feature. So from 8:30 to 6 Eastern time, if you need help doing a search, you're a little new to HeinOnline, you're a little new to researching immigration, definitely live chat us. We love to hear from you through live chat. If it's after business hours and you would like to contact us, we only have 60 people in the whole company, even though we have subscribers in over 150 countries, but all 60 people, we love to get feedback. So just contact us, give us positive or negative feedback. Here's where you would get to our libguides for any of the different collections that you use on HeinOnline. Definitely feel free to use those libguides for your own website. Here's how you would get to our knowledge base. So if you want to know how much you can download at one time, if you want to know our accessibility guidelines, if you want access to some of our videos, go to our knowledge base and put in a question. Here's where our HeinOnline blog is. We've organized the HeinOnline blog now that you can gives you tips to research all sorts of different topics, whether we're talking about immigration or whether we're talking about current events or whether we're talking about criminal justice or whether we're talking about applied science. You name the topic, we've written a blog article on it, and we will continue to write blog articles on it. It's free. Definitely subscribe to our blog. Here's where our user guides are. Also, if you want to go to really great help tools, Google this, HeinOnline and YouTube. We have a whole YouTube channel with amazing sources of videos. A lot of them are just done. Some of them are even done in the last 2 weeks. We have all sorts of videos waiting for you to use as a resource on HeinOnline. We're going to continue adding more and more content. All the different collections are growing. We're going to continue adding material to our immigration collection. We would like you to take a look at the immigration collection if you subscribe to HeinOnline Academic and don't yet have that separate immigration collection, because you will find that it has some really helpful additional resources. If you don't have HeinOnline Academic at all, why not get a free trial to HeinOnline Academic and the immigration collection as well? And we'd be happy to have you do that. So email us at the different emails. I'm going to right here, right in the search tab, my email one more time. And as I said, we're going to post this on our site. But if you have any questions, I haven't seen any questions yet. I don't know, Roxanne, do we have any questions that we can answer? I know I've been talking a lot.
I have not seen any questions come through yet.
Okay, well, if you think
so if anyone would like to, ask a question, I think we can. If you want to just let us know, you can either chat them in the chat box, or if you want to just ask them.
And you can email us. This is Roxanne's email, and this is mine. I'm putting it right in the search feature here. I know I don't want to go long. We're now at the 2:30 Eastern time mark. We started about 1 minute late, so I'm going to excuse the extra few seconds, but one more time, if anyone has any questions, please chat us. or forever hold your peace. No, or email us any questions later, because even if you don't have any questions now, we'd be happy to answer your questions later. So thank you so much for your time, making part of your Tuesday and sharing it with us. And we look forward, we do these demonstrations every month on different topics. So glad you attended this one, and we're probably going to have a different one on a different topic next month. So, keep your eyes and ears peeled, and thank you so much. And everyone else, everyone, have a great day. Thank you.